We're doing this competition in cooperation with Amber Beverage Group, as well as some of the leading Baltic wine personalities, including Raymond Thompsons, Christian Peske, Arūnas Starkus, and some of our friends from abroad, like Mark Andrew from Noble Rot magazine and Noble Rot wine bar, as well as Andreas Larsson from Sweden. He's a world champion of 2007. So all these guys will be looking very carefully at the wine lists, and I'm sure they will be in for a good surprise, because some of the lists in the Baltic countries are really world-class.
I'm absolutely convinced that a great wine list actually is an essential part of any good restaurant or wine bar, because I think going to a restaurant is not about getting a stomach full, it's more like having a great experience, and having a great choice of beverages is really for me, one of the reasons actually to choose between restaurants.
The best, most interesting wines are sold in restaurants in Lithuania, so that's why wine lists become very interesting, and it's really right moment to start awards like we starting now. Some restaurants, they're gaining 50–60% of their success from the wine. So I think this Baltic Wine List Awards will give a chance to show off these restaurants.
If it's a fine dining restaurant, of course, the wine list should be very, very important, and of course it contributes also to the overall impression and the high level of the restaurant. If it is more like a wine bar, definitely then I would say the wine list is the star, and a good wine list for a wine bar is like the menu for a high-quality fine dining restaurant.
Well, we live in a very interesting times currently. All over Baltics we get new exciting wine bars opening, all wine lists in restaurants, they're getting upgraded.
All three Baltic countries, the wine culture is now at its peak of development. People and the industry is really knowledgeable. They're traveling around the world, they're seeing other restaurants, they're coming back, they're more demanding, and that's why, even though we are a small market, it is a market full of different wine styles.
In order to help those restaurants who are really working on wine lists to show off, and the more important, to motivate other restaurants also to put attention to the wine lists and to compete in that. All competition always encourage quality. In Lithuania we are getting now a culture which is very much anti-alcoholic-like, so this will prove as well for them, for those professionals who are working on wine very well, that they are on the right track, they are part of European culture. Wine list, when you are in a restaurant, it helps you to prove that this is restaurant really fine, especially if you are a guest from abroad. If there is a great wine list, you could come to restaurant for many times, having the same dish and new wine each time.
I think there are many ways that participants will benefit. First of all, it is something internally that actually really is a great motivation for the team to know that you're doing really good with your wine list. But then if we take the guest side, then for them it gives really a tool to choose restaurants, to see where they can drink well, where they can see professional service staff around them. And therefore again restaurant benefits, because that brings in more traffic, obviously more profits at the end of the day. So I think this is really a win-win situation.
The sommeliers are giving a huge effort to develop the wine list. If you have a knowledgeable person, dealing with wines and spirits in your restaurant, creating a really interesting wine offer, in the end of the day you will benefit in terms of profit as well. So there is not just the point of creating a wonderful wine list, being awarded, but also I think there is a financial background for that.
Very good wine lists will get a 1 star. Excellent wine lists will have 2 stars, and extraordinary wine lists will have 3 stars. And in addition to the stars, we will try to find, the best champagne list, the best Bordeaux list, the best New World Wine List is the best Old World Wine List, and etc., in order to recognize as many great restaurants and wine bars as possible. What we're looking for is what's inside the wine lists, what sort of wines they have, what sort of representations they have, vintages, maturities, what sort of money are the restaurants asking for these wines, and what sort of markups they have. Do they actually encourage people to spend more, and are the markups the same in the lower range and in the high range? We'll also look at the presentations and how the wine lists are presented, how accurate they are, and how easy it is to actually get around them. And the last one, of course, we're going to be looking for surprises.
I think we could have something like in Lithuania, at least 30 restaurants who could easily apply for the awards. We have ambitious sommeliers in all three countries, and from what I hear already in Lithuania, people would like to win.
Every competition is sometimes inspirational trip. I really hope that within this competition, actually, we all take even deeper look to our wine lists, and we even try harder, and let's see where it takes us. Actually, I'm just really curious to see the winner.
So my only, wish is may the best country and restaurant win in its category.